Recently, a senior New Zealand minister advised Australia to show respect and act more diplomatically toward China. Canberra was not amused. Officials in Canberra were left stunned recently after a senior New Zealand minister advised Australia to show respect and act more diplomatically toward China, following months of increasing tension between Canberra and Beijing, and an agreement to upgrade the free trade agreement between Wellington and Beijing. In an interview with CNBC, New Zealand's Trade Minister, Damien O'Connor, said, "I can't speak for Australia and the way it runs its diplomatic relationships, but clearly if they were to follow us, show respect, and speak with a little more diplomacy from time to time and be conscious with wording, then they too could be in a similar situation." Australia's Trade Minister, Tehan, said the following day that Australia's relationship with China was based on an assessment of our national interests, and that his government's approach to trade policy with China would be guided by proactivity, principle and patience. Australian MP and former diplomat, Dave Sharma, tweeted, "Expected a little more, so much for Trans-Tasman solidarity." Sharma later told the Sydney Morning Herald that the advice from New Zealand was not particularly insightful or helpful. The idea that Australia's tone or wording is somehow responsible for challenges in our relationship with China is one we fundamentally reject and is at odds with reality, he said. "It betrays a lack of acquaintance with basic facts that I would not expect from a close friend and partner like New Zealand." Others noted how closely O'Connor's comments echoed Chinese government complaints about and demands of Australia. China's state-owned Global Times newspaper seized the moment to deepen the rift by stating that New Zealand and Australia's approaches toward China were as different as fire and ice, accusing Canberra of harboring a Cold War mentality, while Wellington was relatively open toward the rise of China. Dr. Jeffrey Wilson, a trade expert and research director of the Perth US Asia Centre, told The Guardian that by O'Connor echoing comments made in the Global Times, the New Zealand Trade Minister is deliberately criticizing Australia to play to a Chinese audience. O'Connor eventually attempted to walk back the comments he made during a phone call with his Australian counterpart and in a statement provided to NZ News site Stuff. "The Australia-China relationship will always be a matter for China and Australia," O'Connor said. "I've spoken with my Australian counterpart earlier today to reiterate, as I said in the interview, that we do not speak for Australia on this or any other matter.